Welcome back to Old Tavern Farm. Today I am making a care package for one of my sons, or our sons, who are serving in the military. One of his favorite cookie bars is called a magic bar. It's also known as a 5-in-1 bar, and this is my mother-in-law's recipe for 5-in-1 bars. When I brought this recipe to work, I started calling it a magic bar, and that's what kind of stuck. So magic bar, 5-in-1 bar, it's the same thing. It's a layered cookie bar that starts with a graham cracker crust. So what I've done is I like to grind my graham cracker crust crumbs instead of buying them as crumbs because they're real expensive and there's not a lot in the box. So each one of these graham crackers like this, each one of these equals a cup of crumbled graham cracker crumbs, okay? So I have already done two of them, and that's what's in my food processor, okay? I did some of the whizzing beforehand because it's kind of loud and probably not much fun to listen to on a video, so throw those away. All right, so what we're gonna do is it's already ground up. We're gonna take our 2 packages of graham crackers, whiz them in your food processor, and then you've got kind of a dusty, kind of powdery business going on here. Then I'm gonna take 1 cup, so that's 2 cups. If you get pre-ground graham cracker crumbs, it's 2 cups that you want to use, okay? Then I'm gonna take my top off, and I'm gonna add 1 cup of white granulated sugar. Pour that in, and I'm just gonna let the machine do the work for me. So plug your ears, and I'm just gonna whiz that in there. Okay, the sugar is what provides a lot of your structure, so be sure and get that all incorporated really well. Then, much like our basil pesto technique, we're gonna take some fat, in this case butter. Use butter because it's got more holding power. Once you chill it down, it holds better. So I'm gonna put this back on, and I'm gonna drizzle the butter into here. Letting the machine do the work for me. This is 1 stick of butter, half a cup. All right. And then you're just gonna let it process. That's dust coming. It's not smoking, I promise. It's not on fire. It's not a dessert fire. It's dust from the crumbs of the cookies. Okay. So then, coming up with this bit of graham cracker crumb that you can mash together. All right. Now, if yours turns out a little dry, you can always add a little more butter. Just like go by the tablespoons, like a couple of slices of butter, melt that down, run it in. Just run it into but this formula should work out fine for you. I've done it 3 times in the last 12 hours. So I've tested it. So I'm just gonna set this aside, and I'm gonna move my Cuisinart aside so I can show you the next step of magic bars, okay? Okay, here I am again, like a kitchen fairy. One more time. I wish I had a bigger counter, but I don't have a bigger counter, so I gotta work with what I got. All right, so now, what you're gonna do is you're going to get a pan that's roughly 9 by 13, 8.5 by 12, something like that. This pan I have right here, this little aluminum pan, is one that I just got at Walmart. They're like 98 cents. Here I go at Walmart again. This pan is 12 1/4 by 8 inches roughly by 2 inches. So I'll let you look at that. Come with lids. They come, yeah, 2 pieces. I thought 2 pieces meant 2 pans. It's a pan and a lid, just in case you didn't know. So anyway, I like to use these aluminum foil for these at home because I can just chill them down overnight and just peel that pan away from the bar and start cutting them. So I'll show you that in a minute. All right, so you're gonna press that graham cracker crumb mixture down into your 9x13 pan, and you're gonna bake that at 350 for 12 minutes, okay? Take it out, let it cool. And that's where I've gotten to at this stage in the game, okay? I've taken it, baked it, taken it out, and let it cool. All right, then here comes the fun part. We're gonna take a cup of chopped walnuts, and we're going to sprinkle, let me pull this back so you can see it, sprinkle the walnuts down on, you can also use pecans, you can use almonds, you can use whatever kind of nut you like. You can use macadamia nuts if you got really deep pockets. I love macadamia nuts, don't get me wrong, but they are really costly, and they should be. They're nice and hard to grow. Tree nuts are hard to grow, they take a long time. All right, then in here, in my handy dandy little antique liquid measuring device here, I have 4 different types of chips. I've got white chocolate, butterscotch, chocolate, semi-sweet, and peanut butter. White, butterscotch, chocolate, peanut butter. And I'm just going to, more road noise, I'm just going to sprinkle those in layers. You can do them separately in layers. I just put them in here so I could have them ready for you guys to show. I make this dish a lot at school, at work. We're getting ready to go back in. At this point, this is early August, and as far as we know, we're getting ready to welcome students back at the end of the month. We're getting ready, so that'll be fun. But yeah, the students really like this dessert, and I'll show you. I do them in much larger quantities at work. But yeah, just go ahead and sprinkle these items all down. This is kind of jammed up in the bottom. All right, so there we go. All right, just dump it. All right, and then we're going to spread it out. This this dish, it's really more of a candy bar. It's really decadent. So what we're going to do is kind of shake that, and you can use a little less of these chips if that works for you. This is just a guideline, since it's not really a recipe per se. It's really more of a guideline on a technique of how to do this particular dessert bar. Kind of scooch everything to the edge, and then I'm going to take a cup of coconut, and I'm going to sprinkle it. And you can, oh my gosh, there's so many people that don't like coconut. Can I just tell you? It's like a camp. There's like the left and the right side, the coconuts and the coconers. I mean, there's people that love it, people that hate it. It's almost like the cilantro war. Some people love it, and some people think it tastes like dish detergent, but or soap or something like that. Anyway, you can leave the coconut off if you want. Don't not make this because you don't like coconut, or your spouse doesn't like coconut, or your kids don't like coconut. Find something you do like and put on the top of here. Or don't, just leave it off. It's fine. Have a 3-in-1 bar. Have a 2-in-1 bar. It's just a technique. And the technique, the thing that makes it what it is this. Sweetened condensed milk. Okay? This was the darling of World War II, Victorian times. They loved this stuff. You can make lots of cool stuff with sweetened condensed milk. It's a good thing to have on hand. You can make hot cocoa with it. Use this as your sugar component. I mean, there's just a million things you can make with it. I think they might have recipes on here. No. I just buy the cheapest one I can because I'm cheap. All right, and then you just pour it over. And there's no rhyme or reason. Just try to get every single nook and cranny, all the corners. And be sure and spray this pan before you proceed with any of the baking or any of your crust, any of that stuff. Okay. Now, there are parts of this that I didn't quite reach. I'm gonna grab my spatula here. I got new spatulas. I got 2 now. I got 3 now. And if it goes over the edge, who cares? Because you know why? Because I have this pan underneath. These aluminum foil pans are great, but they are not very strong. So I like to put all of my heavy desserts like this on a carrier pan that like this, so that I don't end up with a mess in my oven taking it out. It bends, it twists. So, all right, so that's what you're left with, okay? High-tech stuff here, people. All right, then you're gonna bake this at 325 for 20 minutes at least, until the top is just lightly golden brown. Then you're gonna take it out and you're gonna let it rest and cool. Then you're gonna put it in the refrigerator overnight. Don't try to cut it the same day that you make it. You gotta make it the day before, okay? That's another secret. So I'm gonna set this aside and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. So pardon me for just a minute, talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna put this in the oven and I'm gonna grab the other pan. Enjoy the view of the empty kitchen. Here you go. All right, so these are magic bars. This is what you come up with, if you can see. They are absolutely phenomenal. My last 2 executive chefs ago just basically point, and he's very, very, I love him. He's still in the area. He has his own business now, and he basically said, this stuff is crack. At the time I was like, anyway, they come nicely out of the pan. You do have to chill them overnight, all right? Then pop them out of the tin and cut them however many pieces you want. And you're good. Just bag them up and you're all set. So I want to show you what I use in the business. You can get these in all different sizes, okay? This is called a pan riser or a pan expander, and they fit right into any pan of your choice. You can get any size. You can get this size, you get this size, you can get even a little smaller, you can get bigger. Go onto Amazon. I'll see if I can find a link and put this in the link in the description box. It's all available on Amazon. But these are super handy because you can bake this and then you can just pop this right off and cut everything right in your pan. So they're not expensive. I think this was like $18 or something, this guy. And then of course you can use it without. Then you get a taller product and you don't have those obnoxious little sides that you have to cut off and feed to your goldfish or chickens or whatever you got. So there we go. So I got to go pack that care package for my son who's serving in the military, and I got 2 other sons in the military. We got 2 other sons in the military too, so I got to make some for them. But you go make your own magic bar and they'll disappear like magic. Thank you so much for visiting today. Big hugs. Hug, 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 hug. Bye-bye.